Russian forces kept up a barrage of shell and missile attacks on various regions of Ukraine, many hitting power infrastructure, while heavy fighting persisted in the Luhansk and Donetsk regions in the east of the country. With the capital Kyiv seeing its first snow flurries of the winter, authorities said they were working to restore power nationwide after Russia earlier this week unleashed what Ukraine said was the heaviest bombardment of civilian infrastructure of the 9-month-old war. About 10 million people are without power, President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a Thursday evening video address, in a country with a pre-war population of about 44 million. He said authorities in some areas ordered forced emergency blackouts. Russia's defense ministry said on Friday its forces had used long-range weapons on Thursday to strike defense and industrial facilities, including missile manufacturing facilities. Ukrainian forces in the past 24 hours downed 2 Russian cruise missiles, 5 air-launched missiles and 5 Iranian-made Shahed-136 drones, Ukraine's military said. Reuters was unable to verify battlefield reports. The United Nations has warned of a humanitarian disaster in Ukraine this winter due to power and water shortages. One of the European Commission's 3 vice presidents, Valdis Dombrovskis, arrived in Kyiv on Friday to discuss emergency EU financial support for Ukraine in the coming months. Pope Francis reiterated that the Vatican was ready to do anything possible to help end the conflict. "We must all be pacifists," he told Italian daily La Stampa. "Wanting peace, not just a truce that may only serve to rearm. Real peace, which is the fruit of dialogue." Investigators in areas of the Kherson region recaptured by Ukraine in a counter-offensive last week have uncovered 63 bodies bearing signs of torture after Russian forces left, Ukraine's interior minister was quoted as saying. The Ukrainian parliament's Human Rights Commissioner, Dmytro Lubinets, released a video of what he said was a torture chamber used by Russian forces in the Kherson region, including a small room in which he said up to 25 people were kept at a time. Reuters was unable to verify the claims, which included the use of electric shocks to secure confessions, made by Lubinets and others in the video. Russia denies its troops deliberately attack civilians or have committed atrocities. Mass burial sites have been found in other parts previously occupied by Russian troops, including some with civilian bodies showing signs of torture. A Reuters witness heard explosions in the center of Kherson city on Friday morning and saw black smoke rising from behind buildings. Police blocked off access, but the commotion did not seem to faze hundreds of people on the central square as they queued for humanitarian aid. The square had been a frenetic melee of humanitarian aid queues and displays of patriotism on Thursday as residents celebrated their liberation from months of Russian occupation, but the mood was also one of deep. "We're fine, but we don't know what to expect. Nothing is over yet. On that east bank of the river, the Russian forces are gathering. On this side, they are gathering. We are in the middle," said Ihor, 48, an unemployed builder. The deputy head of Ukraine's presidential administration said Russian forces had plundered the Kherson region before they withdrew last week. After a trip to the Kherson region, one thing became clear: our people there need a lot of help. The Russians not only killed and mined but also robbed all the cities and villages. There is practically nothing there, Kirilo Timoshenko said on the Telegram messaging app. Russia has moved some troops from Kherson to reinforce its positions in the eastern Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Ukraine's military said Russian forces had fired artillery on the towns of Bakhmut and nearby Solder in the Donetsk region, among others. Russian fire also hit Balaklia in northeastern Kharkiv region, which Ukraine recaptured in September, and Nikopol, a